wear short shorts. I wear... What the fuck is that? I don't care, right? You don't like it? Lick me arse. Anyway, I'm only messing. Right. So, it is fucking roasting because it's summer, well, autumn, but fucking August. But there's a heat wave over here at the moment, right? Yeah, I had McDonald's today. I was in the hospital. I'm still drinking drinking healthily. Anyway, I have a Jocko Goal Kick video playing to give me lighting because he has good lighting. So thanks for that. Anyway, welcome to my movie review on True Lies, starring the man, the myth, the legend, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, I'm not going to do that. So basically, Arnold Schwarzenegger is great. Anyway, movie's directed by James Cameron. It's probably the very last great thing that he done, because Titanic is overrated, and I'm sorry, so is Avatar, even though my cousin done the special effects for it. But anyway, the plot of True Lies is basically, you got a guy played by Arnold Schwarzenegger who is basically a spy. He's a spy, he goes out and does missions and fucks up terrorists, and his best friend is also a spy played by Tom Arnold, and they basically go and fuck up bad guys and terrorists and like pew 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 and like oh yeah, all that shit. And they go to a party at the beginning and they fight a bunch of terrorists and get these codes, and there's this woman that he's flirting with who is fucking sexy but a bit of a bitch. And essentially Arnold Schwarzenegger, even though he is, he plays, his character's name is Harry, what's his second name? Harry Tasker. Yeah, Tasker, just making sure. Harry Tasker. And essentially, right after he does his missions, and goes back to the base and all that, he goes home to his wife, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, which is fucking great to see her in this. So they're like, oh, hi, honey. And he also has a daughter, but named it Dana! And all that stuff, who's 14. Ian, teenager, she's in that weird phase, you know yourself. Sure, I was like that myself anyway. Right, so, no, I'm not on cocaine, by the way, I'm just hyper. So, yeah, he gets her a snow globe, by the way, and she's like, I got you this, you might like it, and all that. I don't know what the fuck that accent was. I was trying to do Austrian, and it didn't work. And she's like, thanks, Dad. I don't like it. Throws it in the fucking bin. Fuck you, you ungrateful bitch. Fuck off. You deserve to get kidnapped near the end. Spoiler alert. Anyway, basically, right, so then, like, it comes in, Tom Arnold comes in, plants the camera down, and she goes off with some boy on a motorcycle, and fucking takes a bit of fucking money or something, and is a little ungrateful little fucking bitch. Anyway, so they go to work normally where she thinks that he's a salesman, when in actuality he is a spy. So he gets fucking, they get patted down for weapons. They learn more about this terrorist that's trying to wanting to basically detonate America and all that stuff. And they basically have to do this mission to go in and basically stop the fucking spy. Anyway, basically to stop the spy. So essentially, Arnie and Tom Arnold are very funny, and there's this young guy that helped them at the beginning of the movie, and they basically treat each other like regular best friends. They make fun of each other. They're friendly with each other. Like, do you want a tango? And he's like, assholes and all that. So have that, and essentially they want to go undercover to this see this mission. So essentially, what ends up happening is he goes and ends up seeing the girl on the plane. Did they go on the plane? No, don't go on the plane. Whatever. No, they don't. They were on the plane earlier though. He's on a business trip. Anyway, and he gets home late. Anyway, so then there's a scene. Basically, he goes and he meets the woman again. You find out that we then get introduced to the main villain, who is a terrorist, and slaps her in the face and goes, "You idiot, you dumb bitch, you can't let them get away with this," and all that. Basically the terrorists are onto him. And pretty much what ends up happening then is, who the terrorist is, to get some of their information, and he's flirting with her again, whole sculpture, but she's part of it, evil bitch. So essentially they're planning a birthday party, a surprise birthday party for Harry, and pretty much, he's like, "I'll be there, I promise I'll be there," and all this shit. But then they learn about terrorists. They see a terrorist driving, essentially, when they're driving through the city, and pretty much they go after him. They go to this bathroom, and then you get this fucking badass fight scene, which I'll get to later. And then eventually, which leads to like another shootout scene, which then leads to a great fucking chase scene involving Arnie, and then he fucking steals a horse, and it's fucking awesome, by the way, fucking amazing, and the terrorist gets away. But essentially, what ends up happening is he misses the birthday party, letting his wife down. He apologizes, but she's like, "Look, I'm not mad, whatever." Then the next day, him and Tom Arnold are going out, and essentially, he basically stops off to try and make it up to Helen, and Helen's his wife, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, to go to lunch. But then he overhears her saying, "Oh, who's this mystery man that you're dating?" And then she starts to fucking panic. He starts to panic and comes out and goes, "Helen is having an affair," and all that. And then he's like, "Congratulations, buddy." And then essentially he's like, he wants to know what's going on, but they have to get the spy information. But Arnie wants to know what's going on with who Helen is seeing. And he's like, "No, I don't want." Tom Arnold's like, "I don't want to do that. That's insane." But Arnie's like, "Do it now! Do it now! Get to the chopper." He doesn't say get to the chopper. But anyway, so that's what happens with that. And essentially then what ends up happening is pretty much, they bug the thing, and the guy is played by none other than the late, great, third or fourth time I'm talking about this guy on my channel now, Bill Paxton. He was in this movie and it's fucking hilarious, and is a douchebag in this, but he's a funny douchebag. Anyway, so what ends up happening is they track the thing down, they meet for lunch or whatever, and we find out that he's a car salesman. Him and Jamie Lee Curtis meet for lunch. He's a car salesman. He fancies the whole offer. Essentially what ends up happening then is they start like kind of figuring out who he is. Then Arnie goes to try and get a car off him, and then while they're in the car, they talk about the woman that he talks. Bill Paxton starts talking about Helen and all that, and then Arnie has an imagination where he fucking kills him in his head, punches him. It's funny. And then there's a part, then after that they kind of talk for a bit. He gets really fast or whatever. They kind of start stalking and learning more about the terrorists, learning more about them. We see more about the terrorists, and essentially Jamie Lee Curtis and Bill Paxton end up meeting up in a trailer. He wants her to pretend to be husband and wife to go over to this thing. She's like, "Yeah, fine." He basically tries to make out with her and get into the park, but she doesn't want to do it. Eventually, Arnie and all these motherfuckers end up taking the two of them, but while being anonymous, and bringing them to this place. Arnie, basically, they threaten to kill Bill Paxton and say they think he's a terrorist or whatever. He's like, "Will the terrorist piss himself?" And all that. And they tried to kill him in a fucking hilarious scene. And one of my favourite lines is, "I got a little dick, man. It's pathetic. Will the terrorist piss himself?" It's fucking great. But anyway, they go back. Essentially, they get someone to record the dialogue. There's a whole scene where Jamie Lee Curtis is naked, and Arnie's playing the audio of this other guy, and he's in the dark. basically, they want to have sex, but then he's about to kiss her, and then she hits him, and then finds out that sees that it's Harry. Then these terrorists come in, they take him. He's like, he's nothing to do with this. Then we find out that she finds out Harry's a spy and gets annoyed at him, and then gets on the fucking plane, and then that crazy bitch from earlier that they flirted with starts pretty much flirting with Arnie. Go, oh, did you tell them about us, Harry, and all this? He's no us, you crazy bitch, and all that. But that's after the plane scene. Essentially, it's after the plane scene. It's pretty much when they get down to the place. So she starts getting annoyed at them. The terrorists start recording a video, and then the battery runs out, and he's like, "Get another one, genius." Essentially, they're injected with truth serum. They start telling each other the truth. He starts telling the truth. No, she doesn't get injected, but he does. And she's like, "We all gonna die?" Yep. Eventually, he escapes, kills a bunch of fucking the bad guys. She kind of joins in. Also, they want Jamie Lee Curtis to work with Arnie. They're like, you have to work with us, Helen. That's how you're gonna get out of this. Or, so that's pretty much it. Then they basically escape. They fight the bad guys. Jamie Lee Curtis ends up getting captured by villains. Arnie goes to stop them. With the help of like a team or whatever, spy team, stops the villains, everything's okay, and then eventually near the end of the film, Dana gets taken by the main villain, Arnie gets on the jet, in an amazing climax, kills the villain, and says the famous "you're fired" line, and then saves the day. And then eventually Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, becomes a spy with him. Yeah, that's what it's kind of set up. They're at dinner, and then they go to a party, and they make Bill Paxton shit himself. So that's the movie in a nutshell. I fucking love this movie. This is a great action movie. This is such a great action comedy. It really is a comedy. It's very fucking funny. Tom Arnold in the movie is hilarious. Okay, I'm just gonna talk about some of my favorite scenes now. Okay. I love the bathroom scene. Okay. The driving, like, oh, what's going on? I have to get home, I have to get home to Helen and all. It's like, yeah. And then someone goes past, was that the guy? Oh, why are terrorists always trying to ruin our plans? And they drive, and like, right, so they're in there. So they go in. It's like, right, he's on your signal. So they go there. He goes into a bathroom. There's a fucking guy with a gun. He's taking a fucking piss. And then, Arnie's there, and the guy fucking shoots at the grass. Arnie grabs him and fucking hits him, and it's like, wah! And then there's a guy going, and then Arnie just takes the gun and goes, and shoots him, and the guy goes, and fucking smashes it. And but before that, there's a guy in the toilet, and he's like, ah! And fucking shooting, and the guy's fucking attacking Arnie's like, wah! And they're fighting, and fucking Arnie, the guy gets a fucking knife and starts swinging it at him, and then Arnie picks up, hitting him, and Arnie picks up the fucking thing to dry your hand with and smashes him over the head with it, hits him on the urinal, turns the water on, and goes, cool off. And then essentially what happens is the other guy, the main villain, busts in and starts fucking running, and the guy's like, oh, and hitting it and going, hey, and all that, and fucking shooting the machine gun and shit, being all like, and fucking, they're like, and fucking running. Then Arnie's hiding, and there's like another, they run into another section. By the way, it's a very nice bathroom. Two fucking sides, like, we need more of these in Ireland. 2 sections of urinals, please. Thank you. Oh, that fucking horror. So then, he's there like smashing into the fucking doors, and Arnie just busts out the door and goes shooting, and then he goes, and then they're fucking running, and there's like pew pew pew, and they're like, oh no, and they're the people, and they're like pew pew. It's like fucking badass. Like, are you there? You have him? It's like, yes, I'm going after him. And all that. It's a fucking amazing chase scene. Then he grabs the guy off and fucking throws the fucking cop off. He's like, I need your horse. He's like, no, and then he's like, hey, and then they're running after, and he's like, come on. And then there's just this amazing chase scene where the guy grabs a bike, steals it, and they're fucking shooting, jumping over the horse, and it's fucking just this amazing creative action scene. Then Tom Arnold's like, come on, and then the horse goes through a restaurant, like, the fucking goes through like all this jewelry shop and goes through a mall, and they're fucking shooting and driving, and it's just fucking badass action set piece, shooting at each other. Eventually, there's a great scene where he gets on a lift or an elevator and goes, push with the horse, can you push it to the top floor, please? And he's like, yeah. And then the horse is getting in the way. He's like, that's a fine animal, thank you. Sorry about this. And then they're jumping. Then the bike jumps off and smashing, and they're shooting at each other, and it's fucking badass. And it's a fucking badass scene. And then you have Tom Arnold going, shooting, and then someone's shooting at him, and he goes, and shoots at the statue, and he goes, checks his dick, like, oh, thank God. I love it. And then they're on the roof, and then he just drives, and then, Arnie falls off, and he's like, oh, okay, nice hussy. Come on, pull me back up. Nope, pull me back up. Come on. And then the horse pulls him back up, and he gets up, and then he just goes, really, thank you. You let the bad guy get the way. Really? Like, I just love that. The humor, as I said, it's great. Tom Arnold is very funny in the movie. I like the first part. He's like, I gotta go in here. He's like, are you serious? This is insane. I gotta go in and see if who Helen is. If I can make patch things up. No, he goes, I gotta see if I can go patch things up with Helen, see if everything's okay. So he does. He walks in or whatever. And then she's like, so who's this secret man you're admiring? Oh, I don't know. Stop. I shouldn't have told you anything. And he's just kind of like that. It's like, oh, yeah, right. Well, I have to go. And Helen walks out. And Arnie's just at the side kind of going like that. Then he just walks out of the building. And then, like, cars and buses nearly hit him. He's like, stop. He's like, come on, stop. Harry, what's up? He's like, Helen. And he's like, Helen's having an affair. And all that shit. He's like, oh, congrats, buddy. Welcome to the club. And all that stuff. He's like, come on, Harry, come on. Here, come on. There's nothing to worry about. And all that. He's like, come on. He's like, come on, it's fine. He's like, this is not fine. It's like, come on, Harry, you're never there for her. And all that. But I like that. I like the whole spy aspect of the movie. It balances comedy and action really well. Like I love, like, Arnie. We've gotten to see him play action heroes, but we never see him playing a spy before, and they do it well, and it's an original spy film. I like when they're walking into work like, oh, it's another day at the office, and they're like, scan please, and he's like, morning, and then they walk through the place, and it's like, so you didn't catch him, and you got the guy with the eye patch, and there's scenes where they're talking to him, it's like, oh yeah, we got to get this, and it's like, and the guy's like, hey, want a tango? And he goes like that. And he's like, assholes. And then there's loads of parts like, wait, so you let them get away, so wait, your wife was part of it, and all your wife is doing this? And he's like, right, I need you to scan that thing for Helen. It's like, no, because it's insane, So I really like those parts of it. I love the opening scene, You got a party, you got fucking terrorists at the party, you got the fucking, like, okay, we're on in there, and then Arnie's just in the ice, and he comes in, and he's like, hey, and all that. It's like, he comes in, oh, hi, how are you? And he's just in this, like, there's this, the whole, like, maybe 15 minutes, first good few minutes of this film, he's in this kind of big mansion. It's like, hi, great to see you again. Hi. He's like, what the hell was that? And he's like, oh, it's magnificent, isn't it? And all that. And it's like, oh yeah, do you like these paintings? Like, oh yeah, it's great and stuff like that. And then they're just walking up and, seeing the place. And he's like, okay, on your side. I love when the guy's typing and then Tom Arnold goes, just transfer the goddamn files, okay? Like, I just love that. Like, yeah, Harry. And then eventually, when he's outside and all that, after flirting, like, maybe we gotta get together sometimes. Like, maybe we do. And I'm just there like, oh, joking. And then he's like, hey, he's like, okay, no. It's like, you do have your invitations? Like, no. And he's like, oh shit, Harry, run. Then it's a whole, I'm like, and they're fucking shooting. And then he's on a fucking snowmobile. And then they're like, grab him. And then the fucking guys are skiing down the hill, like, shooting and stuff. And he's like, pew, 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 and all that, and fucking machine guns blasting, fucking shooting people, fucking shooting loads and loads of people, and it's just this badass action scene. It's like stops them, gets the thing, gets off, drives off. We go back to the base to go on the plane. Then he comes home to his wife, and you know she's like, "Oh, hi, honey." You up late? He's like, "Hi, honey." You know, he sneaks back into bed. He's like, "Hi, you working late again?" He's like, "Yeah." And I like the normal life he has. It's interesting. I like how they think, "Oh, it's boring, old Harry," but he has the most interesting life of anyone. Like, even I like Jamie Lee Curtis's character anyway. You know, when she's like, you know, the whole scene where she's like, "Yeah, Harry, honey, we're coming home for your dinner." He's like, "I'll be there. You promise you'll be there this time?" "Yeah." And she's like, and the daughter's like, "Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be here." Like, shut the fuck up, first of all, you bitch, right? I can understand, but like, fuck off. Anyway, so then, you know, they're driving, and then he's like, "Oh, Harry had to go do something," and hell, you know, Harry. He goes, "Hi, Helen." You know, it's like, "Hi, how are you?" It's like, "Harry had to go do something," and you know, Harry. He's like, "Yeah, I know, Harry." And then she comes home, and he's like, "Honey, I'm sorry," and she's like, "No, it's okay, it's okay." You know, I was just working late again and all that. And then earlier on, she's just like, "Told you." I was like, "Fuck off." Sorry, I don't know. I didn't like Dana. I'm sorry, I did not like her in this movie. I thought she was an ungrateful little bitch. Um, like, you know, she's there like, "Oh, Dad, thank you." It's like, here's the snow globe and stuff like that. And it's like, "Oh, thank you," and throws it in the fucking. Yeah, it's like, "Oh, hi, honey, you're gonna be home later," and all this. And then, you know, she runs out of the bike. It's like, and takes the thing because they're like, "Whoa!" It's like, "Try these on." Puts the sunglasses on, like, "Whoa, they're cool," and all that. Um, you know, that's because Tom Arnold comes in and he's like, "Dana, Dana, Dana," and he runs off and goes on the bike. She's like, "Go, go, go." And it's like, "Yeah, I hope she's not seeing that." But he's like, "Oh, come on, their hormones are all over the place." And Tom Arnold just invites himself in. He's like, "Hi, hi, hey guys, hi Helen." And like, I like that. He was a funny character. Um, and then of course the whole every scene that Bill Paxton is in is just fucking hilarious. It is hilarious, hilarious. Um, hilarious. Pretty much, right? You have the scene. "Oh, are you here, man?" and all that, and he's like, you know, pretty much. He's like, "Helen, just remember," like on a voice message, like, "Helen, just remember, I need you," and all this stuff. And then they're talking like, we have to meet at this place. And the Diner's like, "I don't know if we keep doing this, no, we have to, Helen," or whatever. And then eventually, like, he's the car salesman, and then they're listening, and he's like, "The guy's a car salesman," and all that. It's like, God damn it. So they drive, and he's like, "She's a beauty, ain't she?" And then there's the whole scene where Arnie's like just like driving like, and then the car's like, "Whoa, this is amazing," and all. "Yeah, but I'm talking about pussy, right?" and all that. And then Arnie's like, "Yes, are you getting anyone at the moment?" It's like, "Oh yeah, got a bunch of them." "So who are you getting?" It's like, "Oh, there's just this young dumb broad that I," and then Arnie just fucking hits him and he gets knocked out. And then it cuts to like modern day and shit, to like, it was in his head. It's like, "Sure." He's like, "Whoa, you gotta be careful with that, man. It's only Ritalin," and fucking drives really fast. Like, "So you take it?" "No." And then they're listening in. He's like, "I'm starting to like this guy now." And then he's like, I love when they're listening in, and Tom Arnold goes, "I'm starting to like this guy." And Arnie's like, "I mean, we still gotta kill him, definitely." I love that. Um, but then, like, what other action scenes? Okay, I love the part where they get taken and they're put there, and she's like, "Honey, you never call me honey again." It's like, "Honey, sorry," you know, all that stuff. Um, and you have the terrorists there, like, "Oh, we're gonna stop it," like, and they're putting one of the terrorists is saying to the video camera, you know, "Every week we're gonna destroy another American city and take over the world," and then the cameraman's like, and the battery's low and stuff, and eventually he takes it down. It's like, uh, he's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "No battery." "Get another one, idiot," and all that. He's like, "You're not gonna stop me." He's like, "Why could you do that?" And they put truth serum in. She's like, "Oh, have you told us a bit?" He's like, "Have you told us about it? You're such an idiot, Harry," and all this. And she starts being evil, the woman from earlier. and goes, have you told her about us, Harry? And it's like, there is no us, you crazy psycho bitch, and all that. And he walks off, and there's a doctor like, oh, I'm going to inject you with this. And he injects him. He's like, are we going to die? And then eventually it starts going, like, all fuzzy. He's like, Harry? And Jamie Lee Curtis like, Harry? Harry? And it starts getting all, like, you know, her voice starts getting deep. It starts getting slow. It's like, Harry, is it in? Yep. So I guess you tell the truth, yeah. Did you cheat on me? Nope. Are we going to die? Yep. It's like, it's like, you know, are we going to get out of this? It's like, nope. And all that. Have you killed anyone? Yes, but they were all bad. I fucking love that line. Yeah, so we get that line. I thought that line was great. I'm gonna run out of memory on this, so I'm probably gonna have to do a part 2 of this review. Fuck's sake. Anyway, and then essentially the guy's like, "Oh, stop it! It must be working." It's like, "Must be," and Helen's like, "Oh, it must be working." And it's like, "Did you always love me?" It's like, "Yeah." Was any of it real? It's like, "Yeah, I've done it to protect you and all that kind of shit." How long have you been a spy? Like 15 years. Like we've known each other 17 or whatever, and eventually, you know, eventually what ends up happening is he's like, oh, well, what are you gonna do? It's like, I'm going to kill that security guard, and then I'm going to kill you, and all that. And he's like, I got out the cuffs. Like, oh, what? And then the security guard's about to shoot him, and he just throws a fucking knife and hits the guy in the fucking eye, and then fucking, essentially then, like, he just fucking breaks the guy's neck, and then another guy's running at him. He gets a hook and fucking stabs him with it, hangs him up, gets a gun, and it's like, then he's gone, 2 fucking guns and blowing up. Come on, come on. And he's like, fucking blowing shit up, and he's like, oh, shooting people. There's fucking explosions, and they're like, get him, get him. And he's fucking shooting people, and he's breaking people's necks, and fucking stabbing them, and shooting. This amazing action set piece, and they're blowing shit up and shooting, and essentially then, you know, he gets like this kind of petrol thing, lights it on fire, starts burning the place, it blows up, fucking helicopters coming, like, shooting people, and then Jamie Lee Curtis says, oh my god, I married Rambo. And I'm like, holy shit, Sylvester Stallone reference. So they run, she's like, Helen, he's like, take the gun, you might need it, and she's kind of running with it. It's like, Harry, I don't know how to use it, and she drops it. I think at one point picks it up, you know, shooting and fighting this other guy, and eventually Jamie Lee Curtis is worried, and like, she kind of hides, like, okay, Helen, you gotta shoot the guys. Like, she's like, what? I don't know what to do, and then they're hiding in this place. He jumps down, fucking shooting, and he's getting tacked, and then fucking Helen just goes, no, and shoots the fucking guy in slow motion, and it's fucking badass. And eventually they take her, like, yeah, get out of here, and they take her. It's like, shit. Eventually they're shooting, and he steals his thing, and there's this awesome chase scene. It's like, come on, Harry, come on. And, you know, there's like chase scene, shooting on like a, I think he's on in a vehicle. Then he comes and something shoots, then blows up, and then she's like, no, and she thinks that Harry's dead, but he's just under the water swimming. It's like, oh, he's dead, and then they kidnap Jamie Lee Curtis. And then we get into the awesome fucking final act, which I love, and I'm gonna get to that in the second part of this. I have to clear up some memory on my phone. It's a pain in the ass, but I'll do it anyway.